Nickelodeon's Devon Werkheiser is finally addressing the heartbreaking reality surrounding his former co-star, Tylor Chase, and what has emerged is a deeply emotional story that goes far beyond a viral clip or a moment of internet shock. This is not just another celebrity headline or fleeting social media trend. This is a story about childhood fame, the emotional cost of growing up in the spotlight, and how quickly a familiar face from television history can find themselves struggling to survive in real life once the cameras stop rolling and the applause fades. For an entire generation, Tylor Chase is remembered as Martin Qwerly from Ned's Declassified School Survival Guide. The show aired from 2004 to 2007 and became one of Nickelodeon's most recognizable and beloved series. It wasn't just a kids' show, it was a cultural moment. With its fast-paced humor, exaggerated personalities, and tongue-in-cheek school survival tips, it felt authentic to kids navigating awkward hallways, bullies, crushes, and teachers who seemed larger than life. Chase's character wasn't the main focus of the series, but he was instantly recognizable. He played the awkward, slightly offbeat kid who added texture and humor to the show's universe. He was funny without trying too hard, endearing without needing attention, and memorable in a way that stuck with viewers long after the show ended. That's why the recent videos were so jarring. Earlier this year, footage began circulating online showing Tylor Chase on the streets of California, appearing disoriented, unkempt, and visibly struggling to get through basic conversations. In several clips, he's sitting or standing on sidewalks in areas like Riverside and parts of Los Angeles, wearing worn clothing and holding himself in a way that suggested exhaustion, instability, and a lack of security. His speech at times seemed scattered, his body language tense. When people approached him and asked if he was on Nickelodeon, he confirmed it. When asked which show, he calmly said Ned's Declassified. That brief exchange was enough to stop viewers in their tracks. For many fans, that single moment felt surreal. The realization hit all at once. The person standing on the sidewalk wasn't just a random stranger. It was someone they recognized from their childhood, someone they once laughed at on screen, someone whose face was tied to simpler times, after-school TV, and a sense of comfort. Seeing that contrast, childhood nostalgia colliding with adult hardship, made the footage almost impossible to ignore. Fans immediately recognized him, and disbelief turned into sadness almost instantly. Comment sections flooded with emotional reactions. "That's really him? I grew up watching this guy. This breaks my heart." People shared memories of rushing home from school to catch new episodes, never imagining that one of the actors would one day be living like this. Suddenly, viewers were forced to confront an uncomfortable truth. Not everyone who grows up on TV grows up okay, and fame does not come with lifelong protection. As the videos gained traction, the situation escalated quickly. More people began filming Chase, often without his clear consent or understanding. Some approached him out of genuine concern, offering food, conversation, or help. Others, however, were clearly chasing content. Cameras lingered too long. Clips were uploaded with dramatic captions. The line between helping and exploiting became dangerously thin, and the internet's appetite for shocking visuals only made things worse. In response, a GoFundMe raiser was created by supporters who believed that financial help could give Chase a chance to get back on his feet. Donations poured in quickly, and within a short period of time, the fundraiser raised over $1,000. To many, this felt like a positive step, proof that people cared and wanted to help. But then came a critical and sobering intervention. The fundraiser was abruptly shut down by Chase's mother, who released a statement that changed the entire direction of the conversation. She explained that money was not the solution. According to her, Tylor was dealing with serious mental health challenges and required medical attention, structure, and professional care. She emphasized that her son was not in a position to manage finances responsibly and that giving him money without support could actually worsen his situation rather than improve it. That statement reframed the entire narrative. This was no longer a feel-good charity story or a simple case of bad luck. It became clear that Chase's struggles were complex, long-standing, and deeply rooted in mental health issues. What people were seeing on the streets was not a sudden collapse, but the visible surface of years of instability, challenges, and unmet needs. The viral videos weren't the beginning of the story. They were simply the first time the public was forced to look. As the story continued to spread, attention naturally turned to Devon Werkheiser, the actor who played Ned Bigby, and was widely seen as the heart of the show. For many fans, Devon represented the era itself, and people wanted to know if he was aware of what was happening and whether he would say something. When Devon finally spoke out, his words carried weight because they were thoughtful, emotional, and grounded in reality rather than internet outrage or performative sympathy. He described Tylor as a sweet, sensitive, and kind person during their time working together, someone who never came across as reckless or unworthy of care. He admitted that seeing the videos was deeply upsetting, especially knowing that this was someone they shared such a formative chapter of life with. Devon didn't pretend to have easy answers. Instead, he spoke candidly about how addiction and mental health struggles can take over someone's life in ways that outsiders often fail to understand. He explained that people watching from the outside tend to think solutions are simple: just get help, go to rehab, take medication, start over. But the reality is much more complicated. If someone doesn't believe they need help, or if their condition makes it difficult to trust others or accept support, even the best resources in the world may not be enough. One of the most powerful parts of Devon's response was his call for dignity. He urged people to stop filming Tylor on the streets, stressing that this was not entertainment and not a spectacle. Filming someone at their lowest point for views, he said, strips away their humanity and turns real suffering into content. His message was clear and firm: compassion should always come before curiosity. While Devon addressed the situation publicly, another former cast member was taking action in a much more direct way. Daniel Curtis Lee, who played Cookie on the show, stepped forward with a hands-on approach. Instead of commenting from afar, Daniel went looking for Tylor, spent time with him, and tried to offer immediate, practical support. Videos of Daniel and Tylor reuniting quickly circulated online, but these clips felt very different from the earlier footage. They showed two former child actors reconnecting as adults, sharing meals, talking openly, and embracing in moments that felt raw, awkward, and genuine. There was no sense of performance, just two people navigating a difficult moment together. For many viewers, these were some of the most emotional images yet, serving as proof that Tylor was not forgotten and not completely alone. Daniel explained that he helped arrange temporary hotel accommodations for Tylor, giving him a break from life on the streets. He also spoke openly about wanting to explore longer-term solutions, including treatment programs and structured support systems that could help Tylor regain stability. At the same time, Daniel was careful to emphasize that help cannot be forced. Recovery requires willingness, and all he could do was offer support and remain present. The story gained another layer when Shaun Weiss, a former child actor known for his own past struggles with addiction and homelessness, publicly offered help. Shaun's involvement resonated deeply because he embodied something many people hoped for: the possibility of recovery. Having lived through homelessness himself and later rebuilt his life, Shaun spoke about securing detox and treatment options and encouraged Tylor to accept help, reminding everyone that change is possible, but never easy. Meanwhile, Tylor Chase himself has spoken in several moments captured on video. In these conversations, he denied being officially homeless, despite clearly lacking stable housing. He talked about taking multiple medications, using substances, and feeling misunderstood by the public. At times, he appeared hopeful, mentioning reconnecting with family and possibly moving to be closer to his father. At other moments, his speech felt scattered or defensive, offering a glimpse into just how fragile his situation may be. Additional context revealed that Chase has had minor legal issues over the past couple of years. Nothing sensational or shocking, but enough to paint a picture of ongoing instability and difficulty maintaining structure in his life. When combined with his family's concerns and his own statements, it became clear that this was not a simple case of misfortune, but a long-term struggle that had been unfolding quietly for years. Public reaction has been intense, emotional, and divided. Many fans expressed sadness and guilt, admitting they had never considered what happened to actors after their favorite shows ended. Others shared deeply personal stories about loved ones battling addiction or mental illness, saying Tylor's situation felt painfully familiar. At the same time, criticism grew toward those who continued to film and post him for views, with increasing calls for empathy, privacy, and restraint. What makes this story so powerful is the uncomfortable truths it exposes. Childhood fame does not guarantee lifelong success. Being part of a hit show does not protect someone from mental illness. Nostalgia does not translate into safety, stability, or support. The entertainment industry is often very good at creating stars, but far less effective at caring for them once the spotlight moves on. Devon Werkheiser's response continues to resonate because he refused to oversimplify the situation. He didn't promise a happy ending or suggest that friendship alone could solve everything. Instead, he spoke about hope, cautious, realistic hope that increased awareness could lead to professional intervention and meaningful support, not just fleeting online sympathy. As of now, the situation remains ongoing. Supporters continue to hope that Tylor Chase will accept long-term treatment and find stability. His former co-stars remain involved in careful, respectful ways, balancing compassion with boundaries. And fans continue to watch, hoping for progress rather than another viral clip captured at the wrong moment. This is not just a story about a former Nickelodeon actor. It's a reminder of how fragile life can be after fame, how mental health struggles can quietly spiral for years, and how easily society can turn pain into content. It forces us to ask an uncomfortable question: are we truly helping, or are we simply watching? And perhaps most importantly, it's a reminder that behind every character we remember from our childhood is a real person, one who continues to live, struggle, and hope long after the show ends. Make sure to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more celebrity updates just like this.